Welcome, I'm HOJ, and in today's video I'll be playing Mono White Lifegain in 5 best of 1 standard rank ladder matches. First I'll kind of go over some brief deck updates, we'll get into the games, and then I'll kind of wrap up and sort of go over some of the stats. And then in the video description I'll have a link for the full playlist if you'd like to see the other videos, and also the link to the deck list on moxfield.com and the deck stats on untapped.gg. And then also a link if you'd like to subscribe if you like my content. So getting into some of the changes, I had previously taken out Exemplar of Light, but this card is so good, so I'm really happy to add it back into the deck. In order to make room for it, I ended up cutting 1 copy of Leyline of Hope. I just had a couple games where I'd have like a starting hand with 2 of these, and just didn't quite have enough cards to really get back into the game. And they were pretty much dead when I wasn't able to get above or get to 27 life. So I shaved down to 2 copies, and we're going to see how that goes. I also got the 4th copy of Haliya, which has been absolutely amazing. I would play like 5 or 6 of these if I could, even though they're legendary. Basically, like, you're able to like warp it in, and then if you haven't actually played it, you can then warp in another copy, even though they're both legendary. So it's kind of nice. Other changes, I think just with the land, up to 3 Fountainports and up to 2 starting towns, and then shave down 1 Dalkovan Encampment down to 2. Since they're tap lands, they're a little bit clunky in the early game, so we're going to see how this goes. But yeah, I think currently we are now Platinum 3, so moving on up, and let's go ahead and get into the games. It's been a fun journey with this deck. It's just a really fun deck to play. I like it a lot. So I highly recommend you check it out if you haven't already. All right, opening hand. Yeah, we've got land stuff to do. Looks great. Happy to keep. Nothing on turn 1, but we have some nice 2 and 3 drops. I think I'll lead out with Pridemate here just because I don't have any other creatures out in case they just decide to kill the Channeler on their turn if I were to lead out with Channeler. So we'll lead out with the Pridemate instead. I think if I had another creature already in play, I'd probably get the Channeler out there. If it was like, one of the Hinterland Sanctifiers or something like that. All right. And I still don't know much of the field, so I'm still kind of familiarizing myself with a bunch of the decks. Oh, we could have played starting town there. I guess we have enough land in our hand that it's sort of okay, but especially with the Essence Channeler, having the starting town out would have been kind of nice. Now I think we just go for Channeler plus Pridemate, so let's play maybe a Fountainport here. Since we're blue-green, we're not worried about like board wipes. We'll do Channeler first in case he's got like a counter spell that makes us pay an extra 2 mana. Yeah, haven't seen blue-green yet, so don't really know what I'm in here for yet. Okay, we can play both if we play the plains. I suppose if he has like the pay 2 extra mana counterspell, we are walking into that here, but because we didn't see it last turn, so maybe he hasn't got it. And of course he has it. That's maybe he's just holding it there for Linden. I suppose that makes sense. So we could have played a little bit more conservatively and just tried to play Linden. Yeah, and that actually would have been so much better because then we would have definitely swung in for the kill if he didn't have other removal. So getting a little bit greedy there. All right, now we can do, we could just play Haliya. We could also warp it in and then also use Fountainport, and I kind of like that a little bit more since it gets double triggers. Yeah, that's going to do it. Okay, 1-0. So, slight misplay there, but we ended up closing it out anyways. Or just got a little bit greedy on the Linden turn. I think right now I'm still trying to figure out like the mono red matchup. It feels okay, even though like we haven't done great on the stats for it, but just trying to save pieces of removal. I guess the only 4 that we have for their oh god, the 3/3 that stops life gain. Okay, opening hand looks good. Get a Leyline to start. And do we want to do planes, or I guess if we natural draw a land, we can go like Sanctifier into Channeler. But since we have 2 Sanctifiers here, I think I'm probably still okay if we just go like, if we don't natural draw. I guess since we only have 2 land though, we can probably get just Encampment going. This is fine. Like we run 24 land, so there's a decent chance. But we are going to want to have this thing in play. Definitely doing Sanctifiers first here. That's a nice pickup. I guess we could go like Haliya plus Lurker Bat to get some card draw going. We could just go for the Channeler to try to get big, but he's got removal up and a full hand. I think I'm going to do the Haliya play. Extra cards always seem good. And I'm not sure the mechanics, like if you warp something, that can you counter that just like a regular counter, or is it, I don't know. Maybe somebody put it in the comments. I guess that's enough. Cool. 2-0. Yeah, Haliya is just so good in this deck. I think, yeah, we've got 4 Hinterland Sanctifiers, a Zora, Fancier, and then 1 copy of Case of the Uneaten Feast. So we have 6 ways to just trigger extra life, and then with 4 Haliyas, that's 10. So there's a decent chance with our other 1-drops that we can, on turn 2, always draw a card, which feels great. Nice 1-2-3 setup here if he doesn't have removal. Okay. Red, white. And we've even got the starting town for our channelers, which feels great. I think we want access to land here. We are going to take a little bit of pain, but I think we do want to have all of our mana up just in case we need it. Yeah, Screaming Nemesis, that's the card I was talking about. So never blocking that if I can avoid it. Burnout is getting a little scary. They will have access to double strikes soon, but they don't have too many land. All right, let's get Fancier out there. Oh, that's great. We've got another Linden in the wings, so unfortunately this thing now has lifelink. That's super awkward. Definitely a little bit on the back foot here. So next turn they can make this a 3-1 double strike. I guess if we hold back Healer's Hawk, we can triple block it, or like double block, and they won't be able to kill both of them. Like, I guess we don't attack with Healer Hawk there, but this does give us the theoretical ability to be able to kill it. Oh my god. Oof, this is brutal. Yeah, double Sheltered by Ghosts is pretty rough. I think we're just getting... Is this lethal? No, we're at 19. It's a lot, though. Yeah, Sheltered by Ghosts. It's probably going to do it here. I guess we could have attacked last turn with Zora if they were tapped out. Although I think they had some guys open. I think we're just dead. Because we can't deal with our Nemesis. Like, we can go to... Yeah, and this thing just hits us for a bunch. I'd need to hold back all three just to block it. Yeah, this is pretty much over. Okay, that's gonna do it. All right, 2 and 1. We do have 4 copies of Sheltered by Ghosts ourselves, so we could hopefully draw some. Didn't that game, though. So I guess Boros is just kind of like the mono red deck with Sheltered by Ghosts and maybe like Lightning Helix. Yeah, opening hand looks great. want to play the encampment here? I think we have enough other mana to do, just kind of lead out with basics. All right, we'll start with Case. Ooh, that's pretty good. Haliya is nice. So now we can go Haliya plus Healer Hawk to get 3 life and draw a card. They'll be able to hit us for a lot though. If we just go Essence Channeler, we have like a 3/2, but then we don't get to put the counters anywhere. I think Haliya is the play. We're going to get pretty low here. Do they have Pump? Yeah, we're gonna get pretty low. So if we go Channeler plus Lurker Bat, can we survive another turn? If they have any kind of removal, we're just done. Oof, that's pretty good. All right, so we have to block Patchwork Beastie. So if we block here, take 5, go to 3, can put the counters on this. I think that's the play. Yeah, and now we have to sit back so we have enough blockers, I think. So we could go to 10 and then threaten to block one of them, but then they'd get some free extra hits in. I think we just sit here. Thankfully, that's a sorcery. Okay. So block here and here. Yeah, I think that's the play. They can bushwhack now, but I think we had to block like that. That's actually great. Whew, stabilized. Okay, 3 and 1. And these ones are going quick today. We had some really long matches yesterday, if you haven't seen that video. But these are going quick. Don't love one-landers. Okay, that's much better. I think we toss back 1 Exemplar since we want to have stuff to do early. I mean, these cards are amazing, but I think that's probably correct. Yeah, because we can go Hinterland Sanctifier on turn 1 and then turn 2 Haliya plus Lurker Bat to get the extra card. Assuming they don't kill the Sanctifier. Haliya is so good. This card is just amazing. Ooh, Tifa deck. Okay. It's a nice pickup. Okay, let's go Sanctifier. No. Haliya first, and then Sanctifier. Almost screwed up the order there. I guess it wouldn't have really mattered. We still would have gotten to 3, but yeah. Just love extra cards. It just feels so good. And I think I was definitely wrong about not running the Exemplars in earlier versions of the deck. This card is so good also. Anything that lets you draw extra cards. Yeah, I don't think I want to trade both Sanctifiers for Tifa. Tifa is very dangerous though, so it's possible that I should, but I'm not going to. All right, let's get starting town. And then I think it's just Haliya here. I want to play it before combat to make sure I get the life gain. And then I think I can attack into these Line of Worlds. Suppose they could have pump. That thing is terrifying. I've seen that thing get to like 78 or whatever huge, insane numbers before. So now, I think we just go Exemplar here. Yeah. More card draw seems great. Yeah, Sheltered by Ghosts is awesome. And I will absolutely give them the chance to kill any of my creatures here. I think we just shove with everything. I suppose they could double block. Yeah, I mean, I'm still happy to trade Sanctifier for Line of Worlds. That's fine. Really? I mean, I'll bite. What do you got? Okay, that's fair. Hopefully they can't kill me this turn. They'd have to have, I'm trying to think what they could have. Like I've seen this deck get huge super quick. Okay, first order of business is definitely Sheltered by Ghosts. No question. And then let's get Pridemate going. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Cool. All right, 4-1. Halfway to Platinum 2. All right, let's take a look at the stats. All right, here's a quick snapshot. I did some games off camera also after yesterday's video. So overall, the stats are 63% win rate, 71% win rate on the play, and 50% on the draw. Currently 15 wins and 9 losses. So some of the matchups here that are looking good, looks like red-green is looking pretty good, mono-green, mono-blue, and then some of the tougher matchups, mono-red is not looking great, at least not yet. Sample size could be a little bit bigger, but just gives you kind of an idea. For the actual deck, for the changes, I do really love the addition of the Exemplars of Light. That card is amazing, so really happy to fit 3 into the deck. Shifting down to 2 Leyline of Hope, I think feels right for now, just because, you know, I have seen a couple games where having 2 in your opener actually causes you to not have enough quite enough cards to win the game. So 2 feels right for now. For Haliyas, I would play like 8 of these if I could. This card is absolutely busted. Yeah, Fountainports are great. Starting towns. I think 2 Dalkovan Encampment. I want to have access to it, but I think running 2 instead of 3 feels a lot better just because it did stunt some of my draws early game in a couple games. Yeah, feels good so far. So thank you guys so much again for watching. If you enjoyed my content in this video and you want to see more, I'm doing a series here where it's kind of an evolving deck. So check back and consider subscribing if you like the content. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one.